again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and here it is. It's another Saturday afternoon, and I'm starting a little early, a little bit early, not a lot early, but changing the time a little bit. But I'm feeling on this weekend. I really do. I want to hang out and enjoy some time. Hopefully open the panel up soon for a little bit of fellowship with some others today. I hope all of you swinging through are enjoying your day. I'm hoping that, I got a lot of ideas, but let's just jump into things a little bit, right? Having a little fun with the thumbnail, but the truth is, it seems pretty obvious to me. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I was going to lay the foundation just for those of you who are here with me and you're tuning in. Thank you. First of all, thank you to all of you who are here with me now or will be in the later. Today, admittedly, the old Jack Talcott, I'm feeling a little preachy. I'm feeling a bit like just God, love, those things are just constantly in my mind today. So I'm hoping all of our day can improve. And thank you. Thank you to all of you. The reminder, starting from the top, right? Starting at the top with the perfect example, the one that was given for us to know the difference between Jesus and religion. Religion shames people for having dirty feet. Jesus kneels down to wash them, right? And the reality is all of us have this opportunity to follow Jesus, to walk with love and unity, or we can follow the traditions, and the traditions of religions, economics, politics, those keep us divided and apart, not just from each other, but from love, from God, from the truth. Oh man, that idea right there. We could really go into that quite a bit of how that religions and politics and economics keep people divided, keep people separated, not only from each other, but from the truth, right? Because the truth is God. The truth is Snafu Crew Strike Team. You have me blocked, but I used some connections and you might get a very nice surprise guest. You're welcome, by the way. I have a surprise for Jack if the guest is not too busy. Fascinating. You've intrigued my curiosity, Snafu. You are a true wild card. Real OG. I wish people would stop washing their feet in public bathrooms. Well, at least they're washing, right? And at least there's bathrooms, I guess. Oh yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? Snafu, did you get Trump? Did you get Trump to swing through? Is Trump swinging through today? Oh my God, that is so perfect. Thank you, Snafu. I've been waiting to speak with Trump. Hey, you know what? Today, actually, genuinely, while I feel preachy, and it'd be real easy for old Jack to get up on my soapbox and start, bringing the damnation. I don't want to do that. I want to actually keep peace today and have some fun. I'm not really I'm not fixed. I have no real high expectations for what I want or what we can do, but I do hope to have some respectful conversations on panel, if those are willing to do so. It's okay. Trump can handle it. He could I think he'd actually welcome what I want to say with to him. I'm pretty sure the world would welcome if Donald Trump could receive what I want to offer to him, because what I want to offer to him is just a vision, right? An idea. Think about this. How do people's lives change when they get different ideas, right? So let's share some different ideas so that people's lives can change. And as people's lives change, well, pretty sure the world can improve. My world improved, the life I'm living, the life I am living has changed and improved in so many ways. Now, there's many people on the outside who know they know little bits and pieces of the Jack Talcott story. But this story of me that brought me to here, right, to where I'm clicking go live and saying, hey, come on, hang out with me if you want to. If and you want to, you can. Um, the story that brought me to this point, and especially with the Live Without Fear, it's a crazy story. But there's a lot of people who have encountered me, hundreds at the very least, over the past several years. They've encountered me and they know little bits of this Jack Talcott story, but from a distance, you may not know what's really going on. And there's a lot of people who think they know what's going on with Jack, but they have no clue how good I feel, how much appreciation and love, adoration I have for God, for it truly is. It is the way. If Jesus had a stream, Snafu would actively strike team on him. You know what? I'm gonna take a chance and let's see where this goes. But holy cows, President Trump, is that you?
Yes, Jack, hello. This is President Donald J. Trump. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am feeling truly blessed. Truly blessed.
Isn't
So,
that wonderful? That's
yes.
wonderful.
So what may I ask? What brings you here?
I heard you had something that you needed to tell me.
Yeah. Um, it's time for you to do better, President Trump.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
really? I'm
Hmm.
all ears. Why don't you tell me how I can do better as President of the United States of America? Go ahead. I'm all ears. Go ahead.
Well, it's actually pretty simple. You could do a much better job of following Jesus. Okay. And that
No
means,
one loves Jesus more than I do.
well,
Let's just start with that.
and that's where we're going to start with at the very first. Because, Mr. Trump, I know you can be far more honest than you have been.
What have I lied about? Go ahead. Lucky laughs, he can't even say one thing that I've lied about. Go ahead, say one thing, you can't even do it.
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm not here to prosecute you. It's not my
That's because you can't even say one thing I've lied about. Say one thing.
uh you claim to be a man of peace and yet your actions totally contradict it. So, um
Nobody loves peace more than I do. I've brought peace across all the nations. I've brought peace to Venezuela.
uh-huh.
Lots of peace in Venezuela.
And that's what you say. And that's the thing is that there's not as much um there's not as much follow through or facts, right? The empty words, the lip service, it's not working anymore. The facade, it's time to change. If you want to be a real man and you want to be a real president, it's time to become a better leader. See, and a true leader doesn't just seek the glory and seek the attention. It certainly doesn't go around insulting and diminishing everyone. It's a true leader is there to serve. And I don't believe that our President Trump is actually in a position to serve, not when he's so focused on what he's gaining.
I serve the American people. Excuse me. I serve the American people. Right now, I've just served Venezuela with the invoice that is so heavily due. The bill is due. I served them the invoice. And we're going to serve the people of Greenland and our neighbors to the north, Canada. But most of all, we're serving the American people. And you may think I'm not serving, but quite frankly, the numbers don't lie. And I think you need to look inward because Jesus said, he said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Well, I'm Caesar, and give to me what is mine.
Yes. What is yours? Certainly some accountability would be in order for you to receive. Um, I'd love to see you receive more, yeah, more accountability, accept responsibility for the choices and the actions. So let's swing back to something else you'd said. You still believe the dollar is king?
Of course, it's the number one financial instrument for stability in the world. You can look at the forex markets anywhere. People say the dollar this, the dollar that. We're still number one. There's nothing funny about that. Excuse me, there's nothing funny about that. Dollar's still number one. We're still doing great. God bless America.
Amen. And I love how you go straight to the Forex market. It's just another, that's just hmm, what's the right word? It's like a casino for manipulation. The Forex market. It's yeah. Well, see,
Speaking of the excuse me, speaking of the American dollar, glad you brought that up. I'm thinking of launching a new $1,000 bill. It will have my beautiful Donald Trump face on the front of it, and you can give to Trump what is Trump's.
what do you think that what do you think that $1,000 bill would actually be worth?
$1,000. You got to use your head there, Jack.
No, but that's just it. Who determines what that dollar is worth? It's not you.
Well, the decisions I make definitely factor into what it's worth. A lot of great things going on with USA right now. We're expanding more than ever. We're doing great. And let me ask you, Jack, what would you do if you're in my position, if you're so smart? What would be the first thing that you would do to
I
lead
love that.
America to greatness?
Thank you. I love that question. I would certainly start with what would be the right term? Uh, Accountability, bringing resolve and unifying the broken two-party system. True leadership would work towards unifying, not dividing. And the path you're on as president is certainly, you've declared war against half of the citizens in this nation at the very least.
Excuse me, they're not citizens. They're Somalians, and they need to go back. They're disgusting people. I don't like them. And if you like them so much, quite frankly, why don't you have them in your backyard? That's right, because they're dirty animals and we don't like them, right? That's right. USA number one.
No, but besides just that group that you've classified as enemies, what about the liberals? I mean, that was where I was talking about. You've declared war on half of the people in this land.
The death cult of America. They're brainwashed by CNN and other such various news media outlets. That's their problem. That's their issue. That's not my problem. I bring order to the chaos. They bring nothing but chaos. If you want to live with chaos, you can. I don't like it. And I think, quite frankly, I'm doing the Lord's work.
Hmm. You know, I actually believe that that might be what you think, and there's probably others around you who would be saying that as well. But the reality is, that's not the work that's being done. For the Lord's work is about unification and peace. It's about justice. It's about caring for the needy, not prosecuting uh, those without the papers, right?
They're criminals. They need to go back where they came from.
Mm-mm.
You like to break the law. Well, Jesus doesn't like to break the law. Jesus likes to uphold the law. And you don't sound like a very good Christian. I think Jesus would be on my side.
Well, see, this is where you and I are clearly parted ways. And this is
Yeah, and
actually,
I'm the president. Who are you? You're just little Jack Talcott thinks he's the president. I'm the president.
I'm a follower of Christ for sure. See, and for me,
Christ follows me. Christ follows me.
that is beautiful. Yep, I could envision that actually being said. Um, yeah, but for me, no, I follow Christ. Christ is king, not this dollar, not not Donald Trump's presidency either.
You're right. Christ is king. However, you're thinking that illegals are king. Christ does not think that illegals are king. You're trying to worship illegals. If you like them so much, you can follow them back to Honduras or whatever kind of shithole they came from.
Well, that's just it. God didn't tell them they're illegal. Your criminal judges did.
So what, you don't like rules? You want to live in anarchy? Back to the
No,
jungle.
no, actually, it's quite opposite. We live in a jungle now where might is right, and you know, oppression is the way. But the way of Jesus, he was a radical in our world. He was one of them. He's probably the best known radical, standing against the state oppression and the religious oppression and economic oppression. He stood for justice and about reform. So I don't see that actually happening with the Trump presidency. It's the illusion of reform, certainly. It's a lot of destructive changes.
So you're saying America's an oppressive place to live. Well, if it's so oppressive, why don't they leave? They sure don't want to leave. Quite interesting for people who claim they're being oppressed. They don't want to leave the oppressive land. They're free to leave anytime, but they don't. We have to kick them out. They go kicking and screaming. Why? Because America's a country of freedom and they haven't earned the freedom to be here. So they
Haven't
have to go.
earned, huh? Haven't earned the freedom.
That's right, Jack. Somalians, they don't do anything. They lie, they cheat, they steal. And you talk about, oh, uh, you hate rules, you hate all these things. Might is right. It's pretty nice. You there, safe, quiet, warm in your house, no criminals to come in and stab and murder you. That's because we have the police force, we have all these different things taking care of you, and you're not thankful at all.
Yeah. See, and this is where again, you're promoting what is a common misconception, the idea that the government gives us our rights, gives us our freedom, but actually it is the government that is at war against our rights and against our freedoms. For God has given the rights, and the government keeps trying to take them away. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the government officials publicly executed another man today in Minnesota.
They did not execute. These people are violent. I mean, really, how stupid do you have to be to try and be violent against federal officials, federal agents? These people deserve what's coming to them. It's a bullet to the face.
No, we have an opportunity. We have a situation here on Earth, and it really is, in my opinion, in the big picture, it's an emergency. There's a crisis here in the world, and America is leading the charge at least from my view.
America is leading the solution. You're right. The crisis is illegal immigration.
No, the crisis is the confusion, it's the deception. Mankind has fallen because secrets and lies have been normalized. And the current president, Trump, he's a man who knows how to benefit from secrets and lies. He knows how the system works. He's got a lot of well educated people in his corner writing the agendas for you to follow. And let's face it, President Trump, you're not the leader. I know you're just following orders. You're doing what you're told.
Okay, well, who's above me then?
Well, at the top is God, but you're not listening to God. You're following the orders of others. In the orders of others, it's
Excuse
whoever.
me.
Mhm.
Me and God have a very close relationship, much closer than you and God.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I'm confident that's not true. I genuinely appreciate this, but I realized I'm struggling here. I'm not real good at the pretend. Um, and I know, unfortunately, this is not
Okay, you know what?
real.
You know what, Jack? Let's cut the crap. Listen, what are we supposed to do with all these illegals? They're a problem. They're a menace. What are we gonna do with them? Let them stay? Is that the solution? You tell me.
How about we redefine what we're seeing? And we don't see people as illegals, we see people as people. And let's start wondering why.
What if they're rapists and criminals, Jack? What about that?
Well, we've got plenty of those already naturalized and nat- uh, organically grown here in America. So the crime and the criminals, those are a result of the conditioning. And we live in a world where widespread trauma has been normalized. Secrecy and deception have been the norm. That's why we have a world that's so divided, so out of control. Yeah, and actually, that is hilarious. The irony coming from a man like Donald Trump, concerned about rapists and uh,
Why
sexual.
why is that ironic? What are you referring to exactly?
Oh, just the reputation, grab him by the pussy or some sort of
I'm
nonsense.
sure Jack I'm sure Jack has done a little of that in his time. You think you're better than me? You think you're pure? You're more pure than me?
I've repented.
So have I. You think you're better
Mm,
than me? Only God can judge us, Jack. And I
well,
think I'm doing a lot more for America than you right now.
uh, okay, potentially. Potentially, you are doing a lot more. However, when we quantify or qualify the more that is being done by your profession and position, you're doing a lot more damage than I am.
I'm doing hell of a lot more good as well, Jack. A lot
Some
of good to be done.
some might say, but I know, and I don't want to diminish. I don't want to insult. What I would love to do is to see better. I would love to see that things get better and improve from here. But you know what? Let me not overlook this either. I want to be thankful that you've taken the time for your schedule to join and to
My
and
pleasure, Jack. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to be here. I
no,
think that things are going to get a lot better once these illegals are out. A lot less rapists, a lot less murderers, a lot less gangbangers. For some reason, you people, you leftists, you want these Somalians in your backyard, and then you come
no.
crying to me when they start murdering your kids. I try to solve the problem, and then we get Karens coming in our great federal officials' faces getting shot in the face, thinking, oh, today I'm going to antagonize a federal agent. Oops, guess I got killed.
Yeah, and it's sad that it's so flippantly um, observed that way too. Not someone got killed.
That's how the left treated. That's how the left treated Charlie Kirk. Excuse me. That's how the left treated Charlie Kirk. They think it's so flippant. It's so funny. May he rest in peace.
But see, that is another example, right? This tit for tat, the idea of revenge and punishment, that's the devilish ways. That's not the ways of Christ. That's not the ways of God. Ways of God are righteousness and justice. Um,
Justice for the illegals. They need to go.
but again, whose determination of legal versus illegal? Because man's laws are corrupted. They defy God's laws.
I've been given this divine right by God Himself to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America and
Ooh,
all the American people who voted me in.
and yet you've given your loyalty not so much to the American people, but certainly to the leadership of Israel.
You know what? I can't really talk about this right now, and I thank you so much for having me on. I think I have to go. We're not going to talk about that. And if you want to bring up the Epstein files, that's old news. We're not going to talk about that either.
Thank you for that reminder. I forgot, totally slipped the Epstein files. Yeah,
I
protecting
don't have
the
any Achilles heel. People say I have an Achilles heel. I have no Achilles heel. Nothing wrong with Israel. I have to go. Thank you for having me, Jay.
blessings, President Trump. I appreciate you swinging through. And here we have another wonderful guest who's joined us. Welcome back, Miss Autumn. How are you today?
Was that really the president?
So he said, but I have my doubts.
I do too. That did not even sound like him.
No, yeah, I think we might have hit a nerve there with the Israel stuff. But you know what? To President Trump, kudos to you. I'm not. This could have. It could have been different.
I
Thank you
stay
for
out of
doing
I stay out of the politics anyways.
it. Many people do. Many people do. Um, I want to reform the politics. I want to be a part of reforming the politics because I believe if we can get the right people together, we can. Actually, the people, we have this, we have the right, we have the mechanisms, we've got everything we need as people here in America to reclaim the nation, to restore honor into what has fallen. And America has fallen. I see America just absolutely on its knees in so many ways. Anyway, we don't have to stay on politics. Autumn, how are you?
Just peachy.
Okay. You join in with any ideas or questions or thoughts? Anything you want to share?
Not really.
Okay. Um, I almost reached out to you today because I do have, I believe I've got another thumbnail with, or I have a thumbnail with another piece of your artwork available. So that may be coming up soon. Next time
Yay!
we'll make sure and give you the credit for the art though, this time for
Thank
sure.
you. I appreciate it.
Yes. And so the topic today, it's a general one, but the idea to discuss that I really want to get into is uniting with peace, with purpose, with love. I actually see that as the solution for our world. right? Are you there? I heard some clicks, and then it looks like maybe you froze. And there she goes. Yes, very nice lady. Autumn is a young artist, and yeah, that's how we came across. Here, the topic, uniting with peace. How do you do that if you are engaged in combat, engaged in conflicts, if you're constantly on the go, if you're constantly chasing or running? How do you unite with peace? You really can't. But what you can do, these three go together, right? Peace, well, maybe not. For this purpose of this conversation today, let's assume they do go together. Let's align our purpose for peace. And if we love peace, if we love our purpose, we can align those things together. Here. There you are. I forgot where we were when you dropped, but the topic of uniting with peace, purpose, and love. Can you imagine if humanity, if the greater population, if we had greater numbers together of people consciously, purposefully, intentionally uniting together with peace, coming together and saying, okay, we disagree on some things, we may not fully understand each other, but we can get along. If we can commit to getting along with each other, that's really all we got to do. Does that make sense? And if we can find a way to get along together, then we can then we can find ways to make the changes that we want. Right, Snafu. Jack, she doesn't want to talk politics. And Jack goes to politics. Yeah, I know. That's the way I do it. Find peace by listening to lunatics like myself on YouTube. Ramble about finding peace. Thing is peace is available. Peace is in the moment. In my past, I never considered the ideas. Thank you. In the past, I never gave much thought to the ideas of peace. I was raised with the idea and the belief that war is normal. I figured, there's always been war, there's always going to be war. And so if that's the case, well, what's your option? You prepare for war and you accustom to war. And if you're going to be accustomed to war, well, that means you've got to be well prepared. And that means you got to spend time preparing your defenses and spend time preparing your offenses. But the reality is, if we focus on peace, if peace is our purpose, we can just love the freedom. Is there freedom of speech here, Jack? Give me a wrench. Real Lolo, I was actually thinking about you previously. I mean, I didn't look. I'm assuming that's really you. I was thinking about you recently, Lolo, in that we didn't hit it clearly. Oh, you're getting timed out, you say. What is being timed out? Oh, maybe some rudeness. Yeah. Tell you what, Lolo, there is freedom of speech here. However, my priority is respect. okay? And different people have different ideas of what is and isn't respectful. Yeah, I saw some of your comments don't seem real uh, flattering or kind towards me or the guest. So, Lalo, you've been here before, and I'm happy to talk to you. Um, you're welcome to join, and we can discuss. We can discuss what's going on. Because as another creator, certainly, I'd actually prefer to include you and have you with a wrench. Um, but with your attitude, I don't think I can trust you, Lalo, whatever your name is. So please hit the link. You're welcome to join and we can discuss whatever you think. If Lalo can join, I should be able to join too, Jack. I am far more respected in these parts. Oh, is that Moose? Um, you know, actually, Moose, if I'm not mistaken, we had some conversations that seemed okay. You might be welcome to join. Let's welcome back. Um, yeah, welcome back, President Trump.
Thank you so much, Jack Talcott. Thank you for having me. I just came back to say hello to beautiful Autumn Duncan. What a great model citizen of America. We could all look to her as a model American citizen. So thank you, Autumn, for all that you do for America. We're huge fans of yours.
I appreciate that. What do you think, Autumn?
Thank you.
She seems to be a little shy. You're very welcome, sweetheart.
Yes.
Really
Yes.
great how you don't take political stances against me. So, welcome to the Republican team, and it's great to have you on board.
Thanks. Are you really the president?
Some say, they ask me, they say, "Are you really the president?" I say, "Yes, of course. My name's Donald J. Trump. I'm president of the United States of America. Are you really Autumn Duncan? I've always wanted to meet her. I'm starstruck, quite frankly.
I am the real Autumn. I have been born and raised in Arkansas, but I
Arkansas, what a beautiful state. We love Arkansas, don't we, folks?
I have trust issues, so I don't believe you are Donald Trump.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
No.
Well, you're very smart. So if you think I'm Donald Trump and I am Donald Trump, quite frankly, then you can trust your intuition.
Okay, prove it on screen.
I can't do that as it's a breach of our security systems and Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Homeland Security. So unfortunately, sweetheart, we can't take down the cameras, but it's you can look at the beautiful picture of my face I have up on screen right now.
It is a beautiful picture. Uh, and
Thank you, Jack.
I can understand the precautions for the president, certainly. I I do appreciate sincerely the recognition. She does model a wonderful citizen, doesn't she? Positive
Yes,
and peaceful.
everything we look for in American citizens. Jack, you could do a little, quite frankly, Jack, no offense, but you could do a little bit better. Stop being brainwashed by CNN and the leftist mainstream media.
I'm gonna keep
Respect.
my mouth shut.
You what?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Go ahead, sweetheart, say whatever you like.
No, sir.
Please.
I I rather not because I'm not going to get in politics, and I also do not vote. So people always say if you don't vote, you have to keep your opinion to yourself. So that's what I'm going to do.
What a beautiful American citizen. Isn't that beautiful, folks? Let's give a round of applause. That's amazing. Wow. Beautiful American citizen, American patriot, a stand-up American citizen. We love you, Autumn, and we hope the rest of the country could be more like you.
Absolutely. However, there's still more Americans like me as well. And
Excuse me, Jack. We weren't asking for your opinion. Thank you very much.
Rude.
fair
Yes, you're
enough.
right, Jack. You're absolutely right, Autumn. Jack is being rude right now.
Um,
Anyway, I'm President Trump. Thanks for having me.
much love, respect. I appreciate that. Donald
I
Trump returning for you.
I was talking about him being rude.
Well, what I was going to point out is you are a wonderful example of someone who well mannered and respectful. It's I'm not involved. I'm not going to share my opinions, but I am a little bit different than that. My goal is to get involved and get in the face of you know what? Praise be. Don't steal the moment. Thank you. You're right. You're right. And that's a great question. Why didn't I ask about the ICE agents? I'm going to take a chance here. Goblin, welcome to you.
Creepy.
Are you there, Goblin?
He's muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Greetings. What's going on with
Greetings.
you?
I'm doing all right. My connection's not the greatest, but I've just been studying into some prophecy and stuff lately, and I just wanted your perspective.
What have you found?
Well, you know about like how they're creating this board of peace to try to stop that conflict over there?
So they say,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Apparently, Putin was invited to join that board of peace, and Gog and Magog, Putin is Gog, and so I was just wondering your perspective on that.
Hey, Jack.
Welcome, Moose. Thank you. I see it. I don't see it as much of a sign as that, as what you're pointing out, Goblin, but I do see it as a show. It's all pageantry. It's not for what it says. That's my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I would actually align with that. It is all a show. It's whether it's divine above humanity, or if it's just simply the people playing out the book itself. I don't know. It's bothersome. Not really worrisome, but bothersome.
Question for you, Jack. Do you
Please.
truly believe that this is the end of the world coming up? Because I think that the world has been at this point a couple times, maybe many times before, where they were worried about nuclear apocalypse and stuff. And somehow, some way, people got it to not happen.
Yeah. I agree. There's been many patterns and many claims. People have said, hey, this is the end, everything is here, all the signs are there. It could be a repeat of that, but I truly believe we have everything that we need to create the new. Okay. And so if we create the new, if we turn directions and we say, no, we're going to change these things, then that will be a destruction of the old. And that would be the end days. But can you imagine if we found enough people, say somehow, some way, we got people to agree, right? And the people agree, all right, we're going to bring reforms. We're going to end the wars, and we're going to focus on restoring life. If we work together, you know how quickly we could totally transform this world? And all of the changes would be, I mean, sure, there may be some difficulties and challenges in working out the details, but seriously, we can redo everything, our education systems, the healthcare systems. We can demilitarize the world, stop spending so much on destruction. And we could really work towards helping to raise each other's children with health and life. Do you think?
We do have some new technology that's coming out, and I think some of that may be health. I'm not sure though, but there is a lot of technologies that are being released. I don't know if they're new or just been under the wraps for a long time, but not saying so much the med beds, but I think that there's some cures for some things.
Dude, there is. And this is the thing. If we as people, I'm not talking about individuals, and actually in the picture that I see in my mind, it's actually beyond even just one nation. Just like one person isn't going to fix the world, I don't think one nation is going to fix the world. But if we unite together, and we start uniting together, the more we unite, the better chance we have of, well, bringing peace to the world. And if we end the secrecy, if we actually had disclosure and open and transparent operations for the governments and the corporations, yeah, dude, we've got technologies and answers hidden behind paywalls. But it's not going to stay that way, because it can't. We're living in an age where it's the information age. We're being flooded. As in the days of Noah, this is another time. People are living with immorality and corruption and all sorts of sickness, just as it was written way back when. But, you know, the covenant was, as it was said, the covenant was made with mankind that, you know, there wouldn't be the flood of the old ways. But we are in a flood. We're in a flood of information right now. And it's the truth that'll set us free. Am I speaking too abstract with this idea? Is it?
No, you're not. I don't think you are.
Thank you.
No, I actually agree with you right now. I have another question. Have you seen that show Fallout?
I don't think so. What's the premise? Or
I'll be really quick about it. It's basically the bombs drop, and there's these they build these like shelters all across America, and it tells the story about how the bombs dropped and how the corporations were all involved and how each corporation was vying for superiority, and nobody knew who was really in charge. And I think that might be something that has to do with the world itself. Is like, who really knows who's in charge?
we don't. That's the thing. I actually think that's. Ooh, wait. Sorry, I started misspeaking. It's a maybe paradox isn't the right word either. It's a contradiction. We've got people posing in positions of being in charge. Donald Trump is a perfect example. Claims to be in charge, but if someone's actually in charge, are they not responsible? And if someone is responsible, are they not accountable? Well, Donald Trump accepts no accountability. He doesn't accept responsibility. He's the first one to pass the buck, point the fingers, and to blame others. but this is the way that the world has evolved. That's like a common human behavior. So how do we change what has become common? Ooh, how about that? And actually, Moose, I'm taking us away from what you were talking about. And let me just be clear, Moose, we had our disagreements in the past, and I did get frustrated with you, but I feel like we turned the corner, and I'm grateful you're here again. So I want you to please be comfortable, okay?
I appreciate that. I would turn on my camera, but I've been sick for a couple days, so I kind of look like shit.
No worries, man. No worries. Crap. Now I took us off from.
What you presented reminded me of in the Bible how it talks about breaking generational curses. And yeah, like what you were saying regarding it being a show, it looks like people are putting themselves in positions to make these prophecies be fulfilled, which can kind of hinder somebody's hope, you know?
How does it hinder hope?
Well, because a lot of people, you know, you have to have faith in something. Regardless of what it is, you have to have faith because that's motivation, you know? It's just that like me, I like to look at it like divine beings and things of this matter. And I would just be disappointed if I realized that it was just men.
Sorry, what was the last part there, Goblin?
I said that I would be disappointed if I realized that it was just men, because if they're just men, that's just another version of you. It's not divine.
And I think Autumn wants to say something. She keeps unmuting.
Autumn, you got something? Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Please be aware we keep getting something's going on with the mic, and that's why I do appreciate you muting up when it's not.
That's on my end. I am so sorry.
No worries. No worries. Thank you for being mindful of it, though. This God is in charge, and everything is going according to his plan. That is what I found. Tell you what, if you can accept that as a fact, it may be unsettling, especially when you see things in the world that are unsettling, right? Innocent people being harmed, being prosecuted, being punished, being executed. That's hard to accept, that this could be according to plan. And yet, if you can give yourself permission to, holy cows, I did this last night. Tell yourself it's okay, right? Everything is okay. There's the inner spirit of who we are. When we lack our peace and our comfort and our sense of well-being, that's when our mind gets frantic and we start getting all these crazy and evil thoughts. But I have been practicing this idea of telling myself that, hey, God is in charge, right? There's an order to everything. Everything is in order. It's all according to, cause and effect. It's part of a perfect order. Now, is it planned or not? I don't play as much with that, but I do trust that everything is as God has it being. And so there's no point in me arguing or fighting against what is. Giving ourselves permission, telling yourself it's okay. Even when it looks like it's not okay, it's okay. Just so you can feel at peace. Because if you can't feel at peace, then you get anxious. Sorry,
Jack,
mind.
you got a few people in the chat that can't get to peace. They're a little confused.
Yeah.
Which is funny because didn't Margot take up Noelle as her, like, she called her daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, let's keep Jack out of this shit.
Well, it's interesting that Mr. Snafu is here and talking about Margot. I made the mistake of tuning in to Don't Judge Me, to her stream for a few minutes last night. And I just happened to tune in right when I see Margot talking shit about me and Snafu right there with her and people in the chat eating it all up. It's amazing. Here,
It's not amazing, Jack. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. They're having a Friday night live stream where they're supposed to be having a good time. Most of the people are getting drunk on there. You know, me and you, we try not to get drunk. I drink a couple beers still, but I don't get drunk. And it's like, why do you got to be brought up? I've done it plenty of times, Jack. I'm a hypocrite. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, how long is this shit going to go on? How long are you going to be the only thing they can talk about? And Snafu, he is almost like fucking herpes. Like, you could go and get some cream and get rid of him or something, but like, he's coming back no matter what you do, Jack.
He's persistent. He is persistent.
And I did just make that analogy up because I don't know what it's like. So, you know what I mean? I had to do that.
I got you. To some degree, Noah, it can be nice to be the talk of the town, but admittedly, when I was listening, I was like, why? Why are these people so cruel? Because you could hear the glee in Margot's voice as she's just bastardizing me. It's been a very interesting experience. Life is an interesting experience. All of us, we're in this interesting experience. But what if we are here? I truly believe this. I've said this comment on social media, in chats and comments, but truly, as Jesus was, we are. The same Father who sent Jesus to the world has sent all of us as well. And as you know, as it's written, the light was sent into the darkness and the people loved the dark, right? They hid, they cast aside the light. And that is the record of the past. Throughout history, we've had great men and women, you know, trying to bring reform, trying to do something great in the world, and the world snuffed their light. But I truly believe we're here at a different time. It may not appear like it, but I think the masses we have, the average Joe knows more today about the greater world than was available 2,000 years ago. And so at the time of Jesus, you couldn't go around and really talk about consciousness or subconsciousness or, you know, I don't know, maybe habits and stuff, but we're at a time where I do believe we can help each other learn. And that's the purpose that God has before us, is to change this world forever. Welcome to you, Lou. How are you, brother?
Not bad. What's up, Jack?
How much snow you got out there, Lou?
It's actually not that much snow. It's just severe cold.
Oh,
Is
I
it?
mean, like last night, my heater went out in my pump house, and my freaking water froze.
oh shit.
The worst night, the coldest night of the year, it had to happen. So, but anyways, I caught it in time, and I fixed it. Then I came in. It
Your
was like
background is so white, it looks like you're snowed in, bro.
well, we did have some a while ago, but a lot of it melted. So we didn't get a lot recently. A lot of it, the big hit we got a few weeks ago, basically most of it melted. But yeah, it's really, really cold.
You're looking clean, Lou. Are you you got a new girlfriend in your life or something? You're all shaved up. You're looking like you got a smile on your face. You're looking good.
Well, listen, I always have a smile on my face when I'm going to go get my dick sucked. I mean, let's get real. wouldn't you? Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to do that on your show.
Yeah, Jack, I asked him if he had a girlfriend. I didn't ask him if she was doing that, but I'm glad
Well,
we understand each other, Lou.
I mean, doesn't
You're
your
having a good
girlfriend
day.
do that for you? Moose?
Yeah, but I don't have to share it with everyone. You know what I mean?
It's not. No shame. No shame in life.
No, there's no shame. Maybe it turns her on. I don't know, but I still, it's kind of slimy.
I wanted to respond about what you guys were talking about, the people in chat and the craziness and how they are. Yesterday after my water, I got my water going. It was like 11:30 at night. Generally, I'm asleep by that time. And I came in and I pop on the fucking computer like an idiot. No one was on except Tarek. Right? So I listened to him. It's funny, not funny, eh? Like, I really think that there's a lot of mental illness happening out there with some of these people online, like the chatters at least. And people, I mean, you had Tarek and what's his name? The guy with the steel fucking vagina. What's his name again? The Satanist.
Rat
Oh,
blood.
rat blood. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. Yeah, rat blood. And they're both like just going on and on about how everybody's like after them and they got swatted and people are going. And it's like it was such I don't know, a surreal. Just listening to it was surreal to me. And then so I got, and then they were saying, I put a little chat in there because he said, sorry, I'm going to say what I said. He's calling everybody cocksuckers. Jack's a cocksucker, and Snafu's a cocksucker, and Paul's a cocksucker. And so I put a little chat in for him. I said, hey, what's wrong with cocksuckers? Everybody likes their dick, their cock sucked. Come on. Oh, well, he went off the deep end. See, they sent Lubass after me now. I don't even, what do you mean sent me after it? Who was going to send me somewhere? Like as if there's a conspiracy after these people. They're mentally ill, Jack. So I wouldn't pay too much attention. People like Margot, I mean, like, come on, get real. Do you listen to She was on there last night, too.
I would appreciate it, Lou, if you guys stopped using cocksucker in such a derogatory manner. Because
Yeah, that's
I think
what I
that's
said.
why women feel like it's a dirty thing to perform fellatio these days because
Right.
of all the. You can't use it as derogatory. I'm with you.
I agree. That's what I said to Tarek. I said, what's wrong with cocksuckers? Everybody likes their cocksuck once in a while, Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that, I tried to get on and just have a little chat. Say, hey, listen, man, maybe you should get off the internet a little bit. Go join a group, like join, Rat Blood could join a body piercing group. There's people that get together and just have fun about body piercing. Maybe you meet a woman, maybe you meet a friend, maybe you get off this fucking internet and you might have like a real life instead of getting into these delusions that they get into. They think everybody's after them or something. Like, it's really weird.
And then you got like Snafu down here who's really after Jack.
Oh, shit.
Literally just trying to distract.
Are you still there? Drop my
Jack
damn
stream.
phone. Hold on. Fuck. Shit. Hello?
Yeah, Lou, we can hear you, bud.
Sorry, bro. My phone dropped.
Hey, Moose, thank you. You're absolutely right. I entertained it for a little while, and I think I'm done with the clown.
With me?
No. Well,
Snafu, you're almost there. Like I kind of felt it in his heart right there. I felt like he was almost about to show you.
Listen, I'm just trying to bring what my perspective is. That's all. It could be wrong, could be right. I don't know. But there is a lot of paranoia out there. Weird stuff,
There is.
Like Snafu, poor guy. I mean, he's got to be. There's only two options in my view at this point. He's either an agent set out to create chaos, or he's actually truly mentally ill. There's no other options. Not for me, anyway.
The thing is if he actually had evidence to support like all the claims on Jack, it would have already come out. It would have been out. It would have like, why continue this game of like, hey, I have some shit on you, but you never have shit on me? Like, it's fucking dumb.
Right. Thank you. And actually, part of the idea of today's topic, it was kind of, well, the idea of purpose. I'm genuinely wondering, what is it that Margot is wanting to achieve? What is it that Snafu is trying to achieve? I mean, if he feels like he needs to go after liars in this world, there's bigger targets than me, right? I'm not harming anybody. I'm not grifting. I'm not taking anyone's money. I'm not doing shit to anyone. Why? Why
I
am I
think
the
it's too.
target?
I think it's twofold, Jack. If I can give you my perspective, one part I believe is a little bit of jealousy, right? So they see you come up, you got a constant following, whether they're haters or lovers, they're there all the time for you. So they want that, right? Number one, they want a following, they don't have it, right? So the other part, I think they're just lonely people looking for to make anybody else's life worse than theirs. I
Misery
think
loves company. Yeah.
yeah, they're just trying to create an idea in their mind that they're not so bad. Look at Jack, he's all fucked up. Or look at Paul, or look at fucking whoever, right? It's bizarre, really.
It's the state of this world. And that's a sad sign, in my opinion. This is how our society has dropped. I mean, we've got people that put on the impression as though they're uh, well adjusted members of society. You know, they've got families and careers, and so you assume that they're doing okay. But then you start listening to them, and they're filled with hate. They're filled with just, maybe it is loneliness. They're
I
lonely and bitter.
yes, yes, that's how I see it. I think this internet panelverse thing is actually making people more lonely rather than less lonely. I mean, maybe they didn't have anybody to talk to before, so now at least they got someone to talk to online, so they could create this whole new life for themselves with other people.
It's
But
not even just the panel. It's not even just that. Go ahead.
I suspect it's not that. I suspect they gave up lives, many of them, not all, obviously, but I think that a lot of them gave up actual, uh, real connections with real people in their real life to fall into this abyss that is the Panelverse, right? I think, and then they're just so lonely that they have nothing, nothing out there, nothing in here. And then someone like Derek, who he's so confused and delusional that everybody sees it and hammers him with it, he starts to think like, he gets paranoid. Like they're all after me. Why? I'm a good guy. Why they all want to kill me? They swatted me. It's the kind of shit they're saying. It's I can't believe it. You know.
Hey, Jack, I
So
wanted to piggyback off of that question Moose asked you a little while ago
Please.
when he asked you, well, who is in charge and how might not know any, nobody might be,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm
That's,
wondering, do you think that there's a possibility that maybe they're actually like not necessarily turning around, but actually giving the power back to the people and they expect us to build this back up or what? Just a thought.
who who uh, who would be giving the power back? I'm not following that.
The masters, the politics.
No, I think they're still working. I mean, in this, the they that comes to my mind of who might have the power and who might be able to give the power, the they is like the attendees of this World Economic Forum. And it's probably not even just them, it's the folks who are behind them. Um,
Absolutely. So you think that they just want more control?
yes,
Yeah.
it really is the adage of, well, similar to the fallen angels. Can't, what is it? They'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. And many people in this in this in this matrix, in this reality that we share, there's people who figured out how to use the rules and how to use the laws. Donald Trump is a perfect example. That Heritage Foundation that's behind him as well. But it's not just that group, it's many other groups. They know how to use these systems. Why? Because they hired their attorneys, they hired their advisors. They got all of these smart people telling them how to stay above the rules, how to write the rules so the rules don't apply to them, but they apply to you and I. And we were born into a world that's really pay to play. Well, I'm tired of playing those games. I think we've paid enough. And as the religions are supposed to say, Jesus paid the price for us so we don't have to pay to play. If my interpretations of the Bible, it really is, it follows psychology, it follows everything. It makes sense. We are here to follow the way of Christ, Jesus, each of us. That means in our own way, becoming faithful to God, becoming a servant to the world, right? Here to serve the world. And the best way to serve may be to lead. Maybe the best way to lead is to serve. Those two go together again. Holy cows.
Sorry, Jack, but were you not done?
No, I pause. Go ahead, please.
I just kind of have to go back to personally to the message that Paul has been trying to put out there, right? And I think that most people, they don't get that message. I really don't
Quick
think
question
people
for you,
see it.
just a quick question. Is
Yeah.
Paul the only philosopher you follow?
No, I don't follow anybody. I don't follow Paul. I don't follow anybody. I'm not following. I'm leading.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
But
So please.
the point I'm trying to make is the message as I see it, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but the message as I see it is that the power is in our own hands. We're just, most of the people seem to not be able to grasp that, right? Like people, like I've said it before, people believe that civil disobedience is holding a sign on the corner. I don't believe that's disobeying anything. Like, what are you disobeying when you're out there protesting Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or the Jews or whoever, right? Or Palestine? When you're holding a sign, how is that disobeying anyone? You're
Okay.
allowed to do it.
Right. But why are they doing it?
Well, because I think I think they believe that gives them some sort of standing or power, and they believe that that will change the rulers if there's enough of them, if they get enough people, then they'll listen to us and they'll do what we want. I don't believe that's true. I really
Right.
don't.
So that's why you don't do it, right?
I don't do it. No, I don't
Right.
do protesting.
So have you ever?
I've done it in the past, very
Mhm.
minimally, but
Yeah.
my disobedience, from what I understand, is the only way to disobey the civil order, if you want to call it, is number one, to stop paying them. Number two, to uh, don't ask for their permission for anything anymore. Don't get their benefits, their privileges. Don't take any of that. That's
Mm.
disobeying the civility of this world, right? They want us to be civilians.
Okay.
And if we don't disobey that civil, and they even say
Mhm.
it's civil disobedience.
Okay. But
Protesting, yeah, no,
Lou,
I'm not
do
trying to
you
piss you
think
off. I'm just honest.
I
Yeah,
know,
go ahead.
but I don't think you know what you're talking about, dude.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because on the outside, do you think those people on the streets, do you think that's what they're saying? I'm out here civilly disobeying. This is civil disobedience. That's I've been to a lot of protests. I've spent a lot of hours out on the street holding signs. standing with others. Was it time well spent? I don't know. I learned some things, but I tell you what, we weren't sitting there patting each other on the back saying, hey, this is civil disobedience and it's gonna change everything. My purpose and the purpose of many of us that was out there was to educate, right? Because everyone else just seems to be going along, going to their job, turning on the sports, the entertainment, not really paying attention to the fire that's happening, the firestorm. I get what you're saying, Lou. My other pushback to what you're saying, the first step you brought up was stop paying, right? Well, that's more evidence that our society is controlled by money. Money is not the king, guys. Wisdom is. And if we don't listen to the people who are out there on the streets, if we don't ask questions, why are they there? What are they trying to achieve? What's the message? Well, and admittedly, Lou, in defense, a lot of people go out there and don't know what they're doing.
Can
Holy
I just
shit.
push back a little bit on what you said? You said money, and I
Mhm.
agree with you that a big problem is money. But we have to be realistic with ourselves
All
and
right,
understand.
Lou, you got 20
Hold
seconds.
on,
You got
I
to be a
got
little
20
more
seconds. We
concise.
have to be realistic with ourselves and understand that there is no longer money. It is debt. So we're not trading in money, we're trading in debt, right? So how can you say that money is the problem when money does not exist anymore? There's just these piece of papers that show a debt.
Okay. So what do
I
we
mean,
do about it? So
well,
you
like
think
I
the
said,
answer is just don't pay and don't license and just pretend it doesn't exist?
no, I think that not just not paying, but also removing yourself from that. Okay, you might come back at me and say, Louis, you pay property tax. Yes,
No.
I'm stuck in a situation where, I bought a property many years ago. It's, increased in value exponentially, and now, I should walk away from it because I'm paying this property tax and I haven't found a way out of it yet. And I would say, yeah, I guess you're right to some degree. But one thing that I've learned that would help if many people did it is not to keep anything in actual fiat currency, right? So if you have money in the bank, I'm not saying you do or anybody who has actual fiat currency in a bank, you are participating in making the system that is oppressing you more powerful. So my idea would be remove that money, put it into something that has actual value, whatever it is, gold, silver, something with real land. I mean, I know you
Okay.
don't really own the
So,
land. Sorry.
well, sorry, just to clarify, because I don't see how what you're saying helps anyone but yourself.
Well, I don't know. It's not easy to not keep money in the bank because, I've struggled sometimes just because I don't like keeping that money in the bank. I feel that it's getting stolen every minute it's in there. So I take it out and I'll buy something with it that has actual real world value. And then I'm left without money. So it's not easy to not have money in the bank, right?
So
So
basically, you're perpetually broke.
sometimes, yes, yes. And by choice. Like, that's why I have land. I
I
have
think that makes
land.
sense. It
I
does
have
make
land.
sense.
I have land where I am, my farm, which is my main place where I live, and then I have land in other places. I have land further, much north of me, in a sort of a,
All right,
there's no
give me
no
30
power.
seconds. It's my 30 seconds. So the thing is I think Lou is he's describing how you become self-sufficient. You buy your piece of land, you have your farm, you raise your animals, you grow your plants and your vegetables and stuff like that. And that's very respectable. I do think that's respectable. But you are so long-winded that Jack is going to fall asleep.
I know, Jack. I can be.
Well,
I'm not trying to take away from you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving my perspective. So
I know. And it doesn't actually, yeah, I don't complain about anyone who's doing that, but what I'm trying to do is find more people who actually can get around the idea that I'm suggesting rather than just run away and go take care of myself. Let's get some people to try and bring reform for the people who can't afford to go buy property, who weren't successful or blessed enough to have the resources so they could go buy the material to break away. I don't know.
I wasn't talking about that. Moose said I was talking about that. I wasn't really talking about being self-sufficient on the land. My idea is much deeper than that. It's about uh, de I'm going to use a word that I don't really like, but I'm going to say it anyway. Decolonizing your mind.
Hey, I want to welcome back President Trump. He left. Actually, guys, bear with me. I'm going to drop you to the back and I'm going to see if I can address something here because I welcome the chance. Daisy? Are you there, Daisy?
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that you talk about freedom of speech, but you block people in your chat. And it's also interesting that you are a paid federal agent trying to bring about communism in America. And I cannot stand you. I can't stand you,
And
Jack.
why are you here?
You're a liar. You're a
Why
liar.
are you here?
You're a
Hello. Why are you here, Daisy? See, you're clearly confused, lady. Okay, I'm going to bring you back up here. Now, you can either act like an adult and have a conversation, or, well, let me just tell you, your little nonsense of sitting here lecturing and insulting me, it's not going to continue, lady. Can you be an adult? Are you able to have a conversation, Daisy? This is your chance. Are you there? Okay.
Greetings, Jack. You
Greetings.
see you have another snafu, right?
With
Yeah.
Daisy?
Yeah. See, I've been watching her lately. She's on other channels calling people pedo pogos and shit too. So this is the problem that you have when you allow people like Snafu. It incites people like Daisy because they're weak-minded. And I appreciate your candor. I appreciate your steadfastness and faith, and I appreciate your forgiveness of these people. But there comes a point where you got to stop. And this is why I'm so straightforward with people. I hope you understand that, Jack.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
I hate that I have to agree with Wizard, to be honest. Sometimes Wizard is the last person I want to agree with.
Yeah, nobody
But,
cares, Lou. So,
but
Jack,
shut
I
up.
think it was kind of
Moose,
strange
Moose,
how she comes
Moose,
up here and starts
Moose.
accusing
Be
you of being
polite,
a fed.
Moose. I wasn't finished.
Actually, you're right. He wasn't done. But
Sorry.
I wanted to respond to Daisy, actually. I wanted to respond to Daisy, actually, because I think she's not being Christian, and she claims to be. Right?
thank you.
So, hating Jack,
Bingo! Bingo!
hating Jack, Daisy, is not the way, or hating anybody. That's not Christian. I
No.
mean, you can hate what he says or what he does or his ideas, but to say that you hate, because that's what you said. You said, "I hate you, Jack." That's not very Christian, Daisy. It's got to be said.
Sorry for interrupting you, Lou, because I agree. Like saying you absolutely hate Jack, like what is wrong with you that you hate somebody? Like to actually hate somebody, like they would have to do something really heinous.
And for the most part, I have not been doing anything to Daisy at all. I mean, she shows up and snipes all sorts of nasty comments, and she's she's losing it by the looks of it. Ha 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 ha. Praise God. Praise God. She's
It's
ready to
funny.
change.
She gave you credit for helping to change her life, bring her back to God and Jesus, and then all of a sudden now she hates you. That's kind of like maybe she found the wrong God. Maybe she's following Satan.
The Spirit is with her. She found value some time ago in what she heard from me, you know, and I don't make a big deal. She was made fun of because she said what she said about me, but we all know it wasn't Jack that saved her. Jack didn't do anything, but she heard the words. She received the truth. She received the light through me as a messenger at one point. But what she doesn't like, she believes in the authority system. She believes in punishment, and that is not Jesus-like.
Forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yeah. Well, and actually, it's another example, guys. We've got a lot of people in this world that believe they're Christians, yet, well, they're doing things that are clearly unchristlike, right? Promoting unforgiveness, promoting the punishment of those who don't have their papers. They're illegals. Get them out of here, right? It's craziness. What is this world coming to, guys?
That's a distraction too, anyways, because ultimately what they want to do is bring in a one world. So I don't even understand why they're falling into the separating all the people and stuff, when ultimately what they want to do is actually bring all the people together. It's a one world order, is the new world order.
Okay, this brings up something else though. And the Goblin, I think you and I had some disagreements along these lines too, but in the return of Christ, would it not be a one world order?
Absolutely. And also, absolutely, the scripture says that all will take the mark of the beast. It doesn't say you have the option.
Well, but again, are we going to give power to the Antichrist, right? To the words that are written? Are we going to give power to the Antichrist, or are we going to believe that God has given us the power? You know, maybe if we've been forewarned. How actually help me understand that, Goblin, because this is something I do not understand about Christians.
I can explain it. This is something that you and I have actually agreed on in the past, and this is probably going to bother a lot of Christians and religious people, but God and the devil are the same. So the beast system would actually be part of his prophecy. And he has given us the power because we are the gods.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
What part?
Well, I don't say that the devil is God. It's the same. I mean, in a way, I guess that can be said truth, because it is God that brings it all. There's the one source of all, the light and the dark. But God has given us the free will. God also gave us the answers. So if we were forewarned, why would we allow? Why would we choose to allow? It doesn't make sense to me, right?
We're not allowing it. We're building it.
Okay, why would we build the satanic rule, the beast system? Why would we do it?
I can't answer that for you because everyone's got their own perspective on that. That goes a little more personal for me, but I would say because ultimately there are people in this world that want to claim to be gods or of God, but they actually are the ones that are going to go and hide in the mountains to hide their face. They're going to hide from the face of God.
The 40 days and the 40 nights where Satan tested Jesus was a test of free will. Was he going to continue following his father's will or go with the will of the devil and take the easy way out? This is the problem. People will always take the easy way out. That's the test. That's the mark of the beast is the body and flesh of our ourselves, our free will. Whereas if we stay in the spirit of the will of God, we surpass that test. We do the hard things. We sit up here day after day, like Jack, showing the faith despite the Tommy snafus, and I am going to include Sophia Daisy May from now on.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's amazing how things happen. But yeah, Little Lippy or El Perro, the having the will and the fortitude to do what is right because we know that it's right. And this is my theory. There's a lot of variables to consider, and I'm not trying to discount anyone's belief or interpretations of the Bible. But if God gave us free will and gave us the warning, shouldn't we follow the warnings? Shouldn't we heed the warnings? And if we heed the warnings together, if we follow the messages and the breadcrumbs that were left, it's not breadcrumbs, it's real clear and obvious. Hello, follow Jesus, walk with love, walk with faith. Then there is no beast system. And where 2 or 3 or more are gathered, there be God, right? So let's unite people together as followers of Christ, willing to be in love with the truth. Let's rid our world of secrets and secrecy.
Hey, Jack, I'm going to say goodnight to you. But as I go, I'm also going to say that I don't believe Jesus wanted us to follow him. If he existed, I don't know. I'm just saying the idea of Jesus, because he said something to the effect, I don't know the Bible perfectly, but I understand some things, that greater things than I, you will do. So
Right.
he's basically saying that you need to lead, not follow him. Right?
That's what it
Anyways,
means.
have a good night. Have a good show. And Daisy, learn to lead yourself rather than to follow others. That's all I'm going to say to you, Daisy. Ciao.
Yeah.
And I hate to agree with Lou Bass, but I think he's right there as well.
Much
Be
With
I
blessed.
love,
agree with you.
Wizard. Much love, Wizard. I love you, Wizard. Okay, go fuck yourself. Good night.
You too.
This is why he's the way. It's supposed to be a prototype of what we're supposed to be trying to be. You know?
True. Follow Jesus and you become a leader. That's what it means to me, is he showed us how to lead truly. I saw the comment, DJ Emo. Is that regarding the recent snowstorms they had? Is that what you're suggesting? I'm not sure what's going on. But back to what Lou said. I'm convinced that God does want us to, yeah, you know what? Frozen Lou is terrifying. I'm convinced that God does want us to follow that way because that's why it was given. It is the truth, the way, and the light. And what is this? Building for the. All right, I might have to look that up later. Because while I'm doing this,
That building yes, that does exist too. That's a very much a real thing. And I don't know if that's the same as the fallen angels or if it's the same as the one. It's interesting because you have the Elohim, the sons of God, and then you have the fallen angels, and sometimes they get misinterpreted and mixed up.
Okay, this is fascinating. I'm going to look into this a little bit more and see what I can find. Purpose. The building houses the Triennial Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, hosting 200 delegates in a specialized top-level meeting room. The Palace of Peace and Reconciliation, designed by Foster and Partners, completed in 2006, designed for religious leaders to meet.
And
I had never.
I think a lot of people miss that, Jack, because that's not in the scriptures themselves, but in one of the books that was removed, the first book, the Book of Enoch, I think it's 6 through 8. It starts at the very beginning of the actual scriptures, and like I said, the Book of Enoch was taken out.
You talking about regarding it being 200, right?
Correct. The 200 fallen angels was mentioned in the Book of Enoch 1, and I think it was 6 through 8.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You're correct. Yeah.
See, I appreciate the heads up. Things I'm learning, and I do learn. I keep learning. Stop with the woo stuff.
Yeah, because like in the Bible, like where it talks about the sons of God, it doesn't say the exact amount. And yeah, that book has been removed, and some people have even argued that it's actually been proven false, but to each is their own.
Here, wait, where did that go? Sorry.
See, a lot of people don't understand that the scripture actually comes pre-Judaic. It was long before what we consider in modern times religion, when they had all these different kinds of gods and stuff. And there was a lot of dispute when Judaism came about on what to pose as the Torah. And so the Old Testament itself doesn't speak about those old scriptures. However, it does mention Enoch and many of the characters there.
Yes. You know, history is truly, it rhymes. History is a mystery. And especially when we get into the times and events related to the Bible and the scripture, it really is fascinating.
Jack, it's in the words. It's in the words you just said. History is a mystery. His story is my story. The way.
Amen.
Look inwards. No, it's look inwards. In the beginning was God, or in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yep.
Hey,
That's facts.
Minar Clips, you are another fascinating character. I don't know that we have actually had a debate, because I've never been able to. Oh, maybe you called it a debate, and I'm seeking a conversation. I actually enjoy the guy, and the breakfast tacos is Donkey Kong. Jack would be the old man Kong, cranky Kong. You're a funny dude, man. Sorry, I took us off from the serious discussion there, didn't I? We were on the mystery and his story. And this is where I've come to realize too, if you bring in the idea of God, in the beginning was God, and God, through God, the creation began. And then long after the creation began, God sent Jesus to the world. And then a few thousand years after that, God sent us into the world. And so here we are. We've been given this world to do with what we want. What I want to do with this world, I want to bring peace to the world. I want to share the love that's in my heart. I want to share that all around the world. I want to see a world of the future where children are not starving. They're not watching their parents be kidnapped and taken off to distant lands. I want to see a world where we don't have to have papers to prove our legitimacy, right? I want a world where all of us can travel freely wherever we want, knowing wherever we go, there will be others like us who want to make sure that we're safe. They want to make sure that we're cared for, even if they don't know our name. It's the way the world already is. If we allow it to be that way, that's what I think. Nude Guru, thank you. I appreciate the recognition. I'm getting better with open-mindedness to serve to continue that. Less reactive and more responsive with Lou. I appreciate that. I appreciate you recognizing, and it is something I am working to do, is to be less reactive and more understanding.
I would agree with that, Jack.
Thank you. You too. We've both been growing, my friend. We're on different paths for sure, but God has prepared us both in similar ways.
Going to the same place.
The future?
Say that. You could say that. And with that, thanks for having me up, Jack. Be blessed, and I appreciate you.
Hey, much love to you, my friend. I truly appreciate you as well. And you know, this may work out well, just kind of organically. We're nearing 2 hours, and I don't need to continue just to continue. For those who are present, if you wish to join, you can still entertain other guests. What about the Antarctic Treaty that makes it? Oh, well, when there's no more secrets and lies, when we're not defending authority and protecting the wealth of others, you know, there won't be as many places that are off limits. And Tommy is, I don't think he's denied anymore, but his opportunities are simply limited by his attitude and behavior, as with most. You know what? Where are we got for my notes today? The topic, uniting. That's the first key word, right? Uniting. Not being separated, not being divided, but uniting with peace. Where is peace? When is peace? Peace is always, sometimes it's hidden. It's just hidden behind the conflicts and the disturbances. But if you can look beyond and feel beyond the conflicts and the disturbances, letting go of detaching from maybe some of the pains, some of the discomforts, you can settle in and surrender to the peace that is in the present. And if you allow that to be your purpose, if you allow your purpose to be for what you love, and if you have clarity in your mind and heart of what you love, let your love be your purpose. And I'm telling you, peace will drive you. At least that's what it seems for me. I found in my heart my purpose for being. It's not to fight anymore. My purpose is peace. Wherever I go, right? Whenever I go, wherever I go, I want peace to be my purpose. Why? Because that's what I love. I think I'm going to recap just real quick the reminder, the difference between Jesus and the religion. We can follow Jesus or religion. The traditions will have us judging others, separating others, maybe even condemning others because they don't think like we do. But if we follow the way of Christ, right? Christ being the new creation, the one without sin, the one filled with love, the one that's aligned with God. Aligning with God means aligning with the truth. And if you align with the truth, what is there to fear? I'm going to wrap it up here. I think that's a good point. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, let me extend my gratitude and appreciation. It is honest. It is true. I am humbled often by the support, by the results I find. Even though I might not express it clearly all the time, I really do. I do appreciate this experience, and especially those of you who allow this to be a positive experience with me. I'm going to wrap it up from here, from me to you. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless. I forgot, in the description, please, in the description is a link to the NPC the Game Streamer of the Year Awards show, which, where did I put that? There it is. And I want to make sure and give a little shout out promotion for that. Link is in the description. For those who are here, it's also now in the chat. I encourage you, tune in, subscribe, make sure to catch that. I'm in the running for a few different awards, and we'll see what happens in the future. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, live without fear. God bless. Peace.